All right, man. Last night was a big night for you. It's a big night.
Why?
Nice win for your Hawks.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking about something else. No, that you're totally right about that.
Did something else happen that you'd like to share?
No, of course not. I just didn't know if you knew about that. It's really interesting because there was no Darren Peterson drama in this one.
Right? Like, which felt so foreign for that not to be a thing.
Like, I just, the second half, just kept watching. Is 22 out there? Is 22 out there? Darren Peterson did not have a great overall shooting performance. His shooting percentage was very low, but it didn't matter. He had 2 shots at the end of this game that won the game for Kansas. Texas Tech left the door open, and Darren Peterson walked through it. No Christian Anderson. He sat in this game surprisingly with an illness after not showing up in the availability report. Obviously, an illness, something that can come about, and you're not sure of the status. So that made a huge difference. But I thought even without Christian Anderson, they found answers. I mean, Lawan Watts went for 19. Donovan Atwell shot the ball well. But ultimately, Texas Tech did not shoot the ball as well as they needed to from 3. And even though they shot, I believe, 6 more threes, made 6 more threes than Kansas, so plus 18 from 3, Kansas hit the 2 daggers down the stretch. This was a very good basketball game, and Kansas now has won 6 straight, including 2 straight against top 15, AP top 15 teams. And Darren Peterson, man, I mean, he's the truth. The biggest issue we've seen with him all year is his inability to finish games, but he finished last night. He finished in a big way.
That game felt like March. It was March intensity at United Supermarkets Arena in February to kick off the month of February in the Big 12. That dude is a gamer. Like Darren Peterson. So I found a list of ESPN's ranking the top 25. I just pulled this up. The top 25 men's college basketball players of the past 25 years. At the top of the list is Kevin Durant, 06-07. 25 points, 11 rebounds, first team All-American, Big 12 Player of the Year, All-Defensive Team. He did it all. The only blemish on his resume was that Texas got bounced in the second round of the NCAA tournament. They did not make it out of the first weekend. The other guys on this list, Anthony Davis is number 2, Zion Williamson is number 3, Jay Williams is number 4, Steph Curry's number 5, J.J. Redick is here, Carmelo. I think Peterson, when he's on the floor, ball in his hands, is the best of any of them. He is the ultimate gamer.
He is the most talented player we've ever seen in college basketball. And it's important because there was a period of time where players could go straight from high school to the pros. And so most of those guys did. Carmelo is one of the few exceptions. I believe Durant
was a one and done because of the rule.
The rule, right? Like that, the rule had been implemented by the time that Durant came around to Texas.
Yeah. And the rule's actually been around now for quite some time. You know, Dwayne Wade played in college, Carmelo, Kyrie Irving played a year in college. Like, it's been around longer than you think.
Yeah, right. And so I think, like, that's basically what we're talking about here is the time period in which, and if D. Wade was around at that same rule, so was Carmelo, because that Final Four included Marquette, Kansas, Syracuse, that all,
Correct.
That season. So Carmelo was then forced to go if that rule was around in that year.
That may have been the first year.
Okay.
Yeah, 03.
No, because that's LeBron's draft.
You're right. It was after
But it was shortly thereafter. At any rate, 05 was when the rule was implemented. There you go. So thank you, Taman. And the whiteboard
is 1-0, Taman.
Well, 2-0 if you clap the smiley face.
2-0, Taman. Great start.
But yeah, I mean, I think, again, like, the ease for which he scores, and look, he did not have a great game last night. When you contrast his first half against BYU and then the last basically 3 halves that he's played, which sounds kind of funny because you can only have 2 halves, but then the second half of the BYU game and then the first and second halves of the Texas Tech game, I mean, nothing compares to that first half of the BYU game in terms of the ease, in terms of the fluidity. But I'll tell you, the one thing that's clear is there's like a Michael Jordan level of disdain for any slight. And like you could see, so I think like the DeBonsa thing got him really fired up. I mean, when they played in high school, he scored 59 against him. And then what he did in the first half. And then the fans in Texas Tech and Lubbock were not kind to him. They were shouting expletives at him and calling him names, and he had the last laugh, hitting 2 threes. The first three he hit that tied the game was insane. The second three was like, what are you doing? You may want to put 2, maybe 3 on him, but they played him straight up in a situation where you probably didn't think he was going to shoot a 3 in a tie game. But yeah, I mean, he's got to be the most talented player we've ever seen in college basketball.
Totally agree. That was my thought. Seeing it in real time, the clutch canvas making shots that he has, and you just pulled up some highlights, and it was the Michael Jordan, I took that personally, clip, which is so spot on.
It was the crowd serenading Darren Peterson with some expletives, calling him names.
That is he has that it factor when he's on the floor that MJ had, that Kobe had.
Find any slight, and yep.
Peterson has it. And he's a quiet kid. He's not super outspoken. He just wants to hoop. Like, he showed up at Big 12 Media Days in slides and sweats, and he's like, hey, I'm here. I'll do my thing. He was very soft-spoken. He just wants to play basketball. And Kobe and MJ were kind of cut from that same cloth, where when they get on the floor, they are an alpha, and they play angry. And those 2 massive triples that he had late in the game looked effortless. And the ball didn't even touch a sliver of iron. I mean, just splashing through the net. It was a work of art.
I mean, he hit 5 of 14 shots. So, I mean, he was 3 of 12 before he hit those 2 threes. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like he did it all game.
Yeah, he was off for the first 30 minutes.
And Kansas turned the ball over a ton. They were down 10 in this game in the second half. It looked like Tech was about to pull away. And that's kind of when Kansas came alive, and they closed the game on an 8-0 run in order to erase that deficit and get the lead. Let me say this, too. The fact that Bill Self is essentially coaching 2 different teams, and you almost run out of ways to describe how good of a coach Bill Self is. He's a Hall of Famer. He's won 2 national championships. He's been to 4 Final Fours. This may be his best coaching job. He's got 2 teams. I mean, essentially, he's had to mold 2 teams while managing the minutes of Darren Peterson in a way. It's impressive. Kansas now has the most quad 1 wins in the country. And again, I don't know how sustainable this is. I don't know if we say this is a Final Four national championship contender, because there's just a lot of factors that are unknown about Peterson and his health. But it's a fun ride. And Bill Self has been thrust into a situation that's not great, not ideal, but he's handled it about as well as you could possibly handle it.
I totally agree.
This may be the high point of the Kansas season. This may very well be the high point of the season, but it's quite a high point.
See, that's where I disagree, because this team is surging to the point where they are a Final Four contender, maybe a national championship contender. So they're close to cracking the top 10 in KenPom. And again, that's body of work. You look at what they've done over the last 2 weeks. I don't have those metrics. I don't subscribe to KenPom, but I imagine it's top 5 in the country. They are now the second hottest team in the league outside of Arizona. They've won 6 in a row. They have vaulted into the top 3 of the Big 12 standings and are now a game up over Texas Tech with a win on their floor. That's going to help them in the Big 12 tournament. And the resilience, another big picture takeaway was the fact that Kansas was down 8, 9, 10 points with 8 minutes to go, 7 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go. And they just kept chipping away and chipping away and chipping away to the point where they put themselves in a position for Peterson to go bananas in this game. And, yeah, as you noted, Kansas on paper, it doesn't look great. Didn't shoot the ball great. I don't know what the rebounding is. I don't have it in front of me. But Kansas was in a position to win the game in that environment. Christian Anderson or not on the floor, that is a massive win.
Yeah.
Massive win.
I agree with that. Look, road wins in this conference are tough. Texas Tech can hang its head on, hey, we went toe-to-toe with this team and probably should have won without Christian Anderson. And I think you saw an ability for them to have a little bit more depth than maybe we expected. I mean, when you don't have Christian Anderson, the fact that you had Tyree Bryan show up the way that he did, Jalen Petty, Lawan Watts went for 19, Petty had 11 on 10 shots. So, yeah, I mean, I think this showed a couple of things. It showed, one, Darren Peterson can finish games. He played 35 minutes.
Yep.
We've been wondering where it's been all year. Pretty sure without looking at it, that's the most minutes he's played in the game all year.
Oh, yeah, it is, by far.
By far. He hadn't eclipsed 30 yet, right?
He had not.
Yeah.
Correct.
So 35 minutes, 19 points. But then also I think the way that Kansas was able to handle, JT Toppin, like they flashed doubles, but were able to still protect the three-point line.
They recovered well.
Kansas is 8th in Ken Palm defense. They're 12th now overall in Ken Palm with the 33rd ranked Ken Palm offense. So it shows you how good they are defensively. The fact that they put Bidunga on Toppin and then would flash somebody for a double and still be able to get back out to the three-point line says a lot about this defense, because that's where Texas Tech has killed teams. You're going to double JT, good luck. We're going to kick it out and shoot threes. They missed some, but I think Kansas did a really good job of running them off the three-point line at times.
Like, even the guys outside of Peterson are getting better. Bryson Tiller had 10 rebounds. He
couldn't hit a shot, but he still played really well.
And he passed the ball well. He had a nice high-low lob to Bidunga. Flory was phenomenal in this game. Melvin Council made big baskets. So we'll deep dive this game even more here in just a couple of minutes. Audio from both coaches, what Grant McCaslin said about Christian Anderson, who was not on the player availability report. It was quite the stunner that he didn't play last night, the electrifying Texas Tech guard. But the latest net rankings, so this does not take last night's game into account. But you've got Arizona at number 2, Iowa State at number 4, Houston at number 9. The Ken Palm has Big 12 teams all over it. Arizona and Iowa State in the top 5. Houston's up to number 6. The AP top 25, which when it comes to like NCAA tournament seeding, the AP really doesn't matter, which I think is great. Like, let's look at the metrics, the data, the resumes, the quad ones.
It's almost the opposite of college football.
Polar opposite.
Where it's like
polar opposite.
It's a thing, but like at no point is the committee like, well, they're 15th in the AP,
Right. Like, when I go look at polls, I look at the net first, I look at Ken Palm, I look at Torvik. AP is like number 5.
Yeah.
Right? But the AP has Arizona number 1.
Don't skimp on Evan Mia, by the way.
Evan Mia, thank you. Arizona's got all 59 first-place votes, so they're number 1. Iowa State is number 7. Houston is number 8. Kansas is number 11, and that was before last night's win. So you now have 3 Big 12 teams in the top 8 that will be in the running for top 2 seeds in the NCAA tournament. Like, when this bracket comes out, the Big 12's, these top 6 are going to be top 4 seeds, I would say, based off of all the polls.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, it's a regular season game in the middle of February or the beginning of February here, but like, tough loss for Texas Tech if you want to be a 1 or a 2 seed. Huge win for Kansas if you want to be a 1 or a 2 seed. And that stuff matters, right? I mean, Texas Tech last year, if you have to go up against one of the top 4 seeds in your bracket, in your region, like that's, you want to be in this position of strength. The other thing is, 2 high-level teams playing last night, both got beat by UCF, who's still not ranked in the top 25.
Right, and they're not even the first team out.
Yeah.
And they were ranked just a couple of weeks ago after they beat Kansas. And you have a Louisville team that's 15-6. You have a Tennessee team that's 15-6. And then it's Texas A&M. This is outside the top 25. These are receiving votes. Texas A&M, Alabama, Iowa, then UCF. So they're 29th right now with a 17-4 record. Wins over Kansas and Texas Tech.
In what is arguably the best conference in America.
And they have a win over Texas A&M. That one doesn't make any sense to me.
They beat Tech, Kansas at home. Was the A&M game at UCF?
It was either at UCF or it was
neutral?
on a neutral floor.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it was at UCF because, well, no, I can't remember now. We'll get to that.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. All right, coming up next year on Big 12 Today on Big 12 Radio, Grant McCaslin, the Texas Tech coach, his thoughts on last night's game, how they guarded Darren Peterson late, and then Bill Self on what Peterson did and the rest of the guys. Bidunga and his defense on JT Toppin. We'll talk about that and get his comments. He's Ari, I'm James. This is Big 12 Today on Big 12 Radio. We are brought to you, the full-time fan, by Modelo.